I'm Emma, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Jamie.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here. Today's topic is one that might surprise you. It's all about how your hobbies can actually help you in your career and even in your IELTS speaking test.
Yes, a lot of people think hobbies are just things we do for fun, like playing guitar, cooking, or gardening, but they can actually say a lot about who we are, how we think, and even how we communicate.
Exactly. Your hobbies can help you stand out on your resume, and they can make your IELTS speaking answers more personal, natural, and memorable. So let's explore how.
Part 1. Why hobbies matter more than you think. Jamie, people often see the hobbies and interests section on their resume and just write something like reading, music, traveling.
Yes, the classic 3. But here's the truth. That section can actually help you get noticed, especially if you're a student, switching careers, or don't have much work experience yet.
That's a great point. Employers, and IELTS examiners too, want to see your personality, your creativity, and your motivation, and hobbies are the perfect window into all of that.
Exactly. Let's say you volunteer for a local event or community project. That shows teamwork, communication, and leadership, the very same skills companies look for.
I love that example. Or if you write a blog, it shows consistency, organization, and communication skills. It's not just a hobby, it's a demonstration of real-world experience.
Part 2. How to include hobbies on your resume. Let's talk strategy. How can someone show their hobbies in a way that looks professional and relevant?
Good question. Step 1, be specific. Don't just say photography. Say something like, photography developed strong attention to detail and creativity through photo editing and composition.
Yes, connect your hobby to a skill. It's not about the activity, it's about what you've learned from it.
Step 2, tailor it to the job or company. If you're applying to a design firm, highlight creative hobbies. If it's a business role, mention strategic hobbies like chess, debate, or volunteering.
Exactly. Do a bit of research before applying. Look at the company's culture, their website, tone, or social media. That helps you understand which hobbies might fit their values.
For example, a tech company might appreciate coding or gaming. A travel brand might love seeing that you're into photography or cultural exploration.
Right, and maybe skip listing competitive napping.
Unless the job is in mattress testing, I'd say no. The point is, use hobbies to show who you are, not to fill space.
Part 3. What to avoid. Now, Emma, are there any hobbies people shouldn't include?
Definitely. Avoid anything that might be controversial or too personal, like politics or religion. Also, steer clear of hobbies that could sound unsafe or unprofessional.
Yeah, you want to keep your resume focused on positive, transferable qualities.
Exactly. Think of hobbies as your personality highlights, the friendly, creative side of you that supports your career goals.
Part 4. Hobbies in the IELTS speaking test. All right, let's switch gears. The same hobbies that make your resume shine can also make your IELTS speaking answers more natural and fluent.
Yes, in the IELTS exam, topics like hobbies and free time often appear in Part 1 or Part 2. Examiners ask about what you enjoy doing, how often, and why you like it.
Right, but here's the trick. They're not just testing what you do, they're testing how well you can talk about it.
Exactly. You can turn a simple answer into a powerful one. For example, I like reading becomes, I love reading mystery novels because they challenge my mind and help me relax after a busy day.
That's perfect. It shows vocabulary range, structure, and personality.
Another tip, include emotion and reflection. For example, playing the guitar helped me overcome stress during exams. It taught me patience and focus.
Beautiful. That's not just describing a hobby, it's connecting it to your personal growth.
Part 5, talking about challenges. And don't be afraid to mention challenges in your hobbies.
Yes, that's such an underrated strategy. If you struggled to learn something, say painting or playing piano, and eventually improved, it shows resilience and determination.
Exactly. IELTS examiners love when candidates reflect on their progress. It shows maturity and self-awareness.
Plus, it gives you a chance to use richer vocabulary like perseverance, dedication, motivation, or self-discipline.
Right. Instead of just saying fun or interesting, try using words like rewarding, inspiring, relaxing, or transformative. Those words really stand out.
Part 6. Real examples. Let's share a few real examples our listeners can use.
Sure. Here are some sample hobby connections. Cooking shows creativity, patience, and attention to detail. Sports, teamwork, discipline, time management. Volunteering, empathy, communication, and leadership. Learning a language, curiosity, adaptability, and global mindset. Photography, creativity, storytelling, and technical skill.
Yes, and all of these can fit naturally into an IELTS answer and a resume. You just need to express them clearly.
Part 7. The bigger picture. At the end of the day, hobbies are more than just free time activities. They're a reflection of your values, skills, and personality.
Exactly. They show the world that you're curious, active, and growing. And that's something every employer and every IELTS examiner will notice.
So whether you're writing a resume or preparing for your English exam, remember this. Your hobbies tell a story, the story of who you are beyond the words.
Part 8. The English Pro Space Challenge. So here's our challenge for you, listeners. This week, pick one hobby you love and write 3 sentences about how it helps you grow.
It could be how it teaches you discipline, how it helps you relax, or what skills it develops. Then share it with us in the comments or on social media. We'd love to hear your stories.
And who knows, you might discover a new way to describe yourself in your next interview or IELTS test.
Thank you so much for joining us today on English Pro Space.
We hope this episode helps you see your hobbies in a whole new way as tools for confidence, connection, and communication.
If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And remember, learning English isn't just about grammar or vocabulary, it's about expressing your story.
See you next time, and keep growing with English Pro Space.